Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the City of Parker Council meeting for the 15th of April. We've only got 4 items on the agenda for tonight. Before we get started and we go through the process of the roll call, item 2 will be postponed for tonight and will appear on an agenda at a later time. We will have some workshops on the subject matter before we vote on it. If everybody please come to stand, please, for the invocation. Mr. Chappell, you're up.
Oh Lord, on this meeting tonight, make sure that all the council members vote in accordance with the betterment of the city. And I appreciate our fire department and our police department and all the ones in harm's way. I'll just ask in your name. Amen.
Somebody be.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. You guys don't mind working with me tonight. I had some surgery earlier and I had some surgery earlier. Anyway, will you call the roll, please?
Absolutely. Ms. Barrow? Here. Ms. Botiford? Here. Mr. Chappell?
Here.
Mr. Haney?
Here.
Mayor Kelly?
Here. Thank you. The items, let's go with items from the audience. Do we have any items from the audience before we get started? Come to the podium, please. State your name and address for the recorded record.
Good evening, everyone. Pat Fosick, 1344 Stratford Avenue. I have a question with regard to the water bills that just came out. We've got an increase on the sewer base fee and the water base charge. Was that noticed?
Yes, ma'am, it was. We voted on it
When was it noticed to the residents?
when the budget was published in October.
Okay, and it was scheduled to go into effect now, not at the beginning of the budget year? Because it just went up between last month and this month.
Yeah, they made a mistake. The machine didn't bill you in time before, and now it's billing you.
Okay, well,
BS&A didn't bill everybody like it was supposed to.
Okay. I'll go back and listen to the meeting because I remember having a discussion about water increase, and I specifically remember Councilwoman Barrow saying that why would we knew that Bay County was going to raise their rates, but she was questioning my recollection, forgive me if I misstate it, but she was asking why would we raise our rates when we just passed the ad valorem. So
Yes,
when I
ma'am.
saw this come through, I was surprised.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're saying it was voted on in the
Yes,
budget?
ma'am.
Okay.
But you can do me a big favor, Pat. When you go back and check, if it's apparent and you can document when it was supposed to start in April, if you could call me and let me know, because I've been looking for a vehicle to back charge those bills, and you'd help me immensely.
So
if
you're
you-
gonna make me be the bad guy because the city
Well, you
didn't
said
do
you had
its
the
due
time to check it.
diligence. Oh, I'll definitely check it.
Thank you.
Because I don't remember it happening, but yeah, thanks, Mayor
Thank you.
Kelly. Yeah, absolutely. I still have 2 other questions.
Okay.
One is with regard to the Infrastructure Tax Committee. There's been no accounting and no meetings with regard to that particular committee.
Mm-hmm.
We lost a member. Is it up already?
No,
Thank you, Donna. It's lost, we lost a member, I believe, in October of 2023. We lost another member when Kyle Merritt moved to the Planning Commission. And I think there's only been 1 meeting since.
You referred to the infrastructure sales tax.
Infrastructure sales tax. Is there going to be an accounting for that money, the money that has been collected, and what we're doing with it? Because although we're not gonna discuss item number 2, we're talking about raising more money for infrastructure, which I know we need and I agree on, but we don't even know where our money is going right now. The second is the ad valorem tax. We've now had ad valorem for 2 years. We have yet to see an accounting of how much money was brought in and what that money is going to be used for. And I respectfully ask that the council make sure that that is apparent to the taxpayers as we continue to go down, taking more and more and more money. So,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Does anybody else have anything they want to come to? Go ahead.
Chuck Botiford, 5405 Fleming Street. As y'all are gonna have this workshop on the impact fees, yeah. You might wanna look into traffic impact studies. That's another way you can raise some more money. these businesses that attract a lot of traffic, there's, all the other municipalities are charging for traffic impact fee. May wanna look into it. It's a great deal of money.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anybody else want to come to the podium? How you doing, sir?
Good. How about yourself?
Good.
Jimmy Lumley, 4911 Sharon Drive. Concerning 724 Arrow Street, have you done anything with that easement?
I spoke with Mr. Summerlin, as I said I was going to, and he indicated to me that as far as he was concerned, there was no need for the easement. As I told the mayor earlier, I just need to figure out now how to propose to the city council to divest themselves of that. Whether or not if it's a right-of-way easement, we may have to do a vacation. If it's not a right-of-way, then it can be done in a different manner. So,
Since the last time you came, Mr. Lumley, we've been working on it. He told me tonight that we've never gave up an easement before, so this is kind of an abnormal thing, but he's working on getting it done for you.
Okay, I spoke to the property appraiser this afternoon.
Yeah.
They don't even have it on a record.
Okay.
There's something there.
We don't even know. Maybe somebody put that in there and it never got documented, you know, it's
Well,
possible.
it's in there on my survey.
Okay.
My surveyor found it. Anchor Engineering found it.
It ran all the way from 22nd Street, didn't it? All the way from Bob Little all over to Arrow,
It
probably.
runs all the way from Arrow Street, all the way through the property, almost the full width of the property.
Yeah.
All the way to 22A.
Yeah.
So,
We're gonna get it squared for you.
okay, this is where my issue is. July 12th, 2024, I approached the mayor, actually he was standing here talking to me about this. The mayor told me that he would take care of it. November 4th, you told me, sitting right here, that the attorney had told you that since there was no conflict, there was no reason to write a letter or anything else.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, this is almost a year. I'm ready to start building that house as soon as I get my permit. My permit is gonna take 4 weeks, basically 4 weeks. So time is money.
Are the people at the
You're costing me a
permitting
lot of
office
money.
telling you you can't get a permit because of this easement?
I can't get a development order because of this easement.
Okay.
This is the issue.
I'll have
All
an
I gotta
answer
have
by
is a
next
development
Okay.
order.
You'll have it Monday.
How about having it
Monday.
tomorrow?
You know what did you say?
I said
City clerk
I'd
can do the
have
development order.
document or whatever we need to do by next meeting so the council can
Okay.
review it.
He says he can have it by the next meeting so the council can
Okay,
approve it.
that puts me another 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out.
Okay, well, what is it you want me to do, Mr.
I
Lumley?
want you to have the city clerk who has the authority, according to LDR, section 4.3, to issue this order. I want you to have her issue the order, and then you'll have time to do what you have to do. And I can go ahead and get my building permit and start this house.
Mr. Sloan, this is what I called to ask you about last week,
And I called you back, John.
3 days later.
Well, the issue, as the mayor recited, is we've never given up an easement before. So if it's right of way, then it's a vacation. If it's not a right of way, then I can just terminate it by a document that the council
I
approves.
don't think it's a right of way, I think it's just an easement. And, you know, like I say, if you'll issue my development order tomorrow, everything is done.
Do you have a pending application?
Mr. Boyd has it all approved. The only thing that's holding him up from signing that is this easement. All you gotta do is have the clerk issue the development order.
Now, hold on a second.
Then you can do whatever.
I
you
think
need to
he
do.
gave me that development order approved yesterday. I signed a lot of documents, but I'm pretty sure your DO was in there yesterday.
Well, I don't know if it is or not, cause I haven't been contacted about it.
Okay, well,
Mr. Boyd would have contacted me immediately, cause he knows the importance of this.
I'll check with them.
okay, we'll get one. But I asked him yesterday because it was on Arrow Street, and I said, "Is this Lumley's?" He said, "Yeah." And I signed that yesterday morning when I came into office. So I don't know,
Somebody
but
needs
we'll
to
find out
please
for you.
Notify me and tell me to come pick it up so I
We'll-
can turn it in.
we'll find
See,
out, let you
I
know.
can't begin the process of a building permit
Right.
without the development order. They won't
Okay.
even look at it.
So all we can do is wait and call him. I tell you what, when the meeting's over, I'll call him at home. I'll find out what his
No,
phone
I
number.
don't ask you to do that. I don't like
Okay.
people calling me at night either.
Okay,
Take
okay,
care of it tomorrow morning and I'll be a happy camper.
okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Anybody else have anything for us before we get started? Okay, great. I'm sorry, Mr. Haney, you were starting your conversation and then you got cut off. What was it you wanted to reference the,
Well, I was saying I called Mr. Sloan in reference to his issue. He's got to try to get something figured out, resolved.
okay.
Last week.
Did Mr. Lumley call you and you called Sloan?
Correct.
Okay. And Mr. Lumley, what you were asking Mr. Haney for is the same thing you're asking me for now?
Yeah.
Yes, pretty much. I mean,
We just discussed what I had talked about at the meeting the night before,
Okay,
and that was it.
okay. All right, just so we're clear. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Sloan, where are we at with this? We're gonna get this
At the
for,
next meeting, I'll have a way for you all to that.
vote on it? Is that gonna be okay?
is there a way to expedite it quicker than that so you can get busy on this?
I'll do what I can, John. I've got a week of depositions next week, but
Well, he's been waiting for what,
Months.
a
I remember
year
he
at
asked me
least,
last year about it.
I'll try to get it by the end of the week, and then it'll be up to y'all when you want to have a meeting.
I think we'll be having, can we vote on it in a workshop?
No, you'd have to have a special meeting to vote on it. You could do a workshop special combination.
I'd like to get it for him, because he's right, back in the winter, he asked me about it, but I think we said at the time, he had one he was working on, but he wanted to get it approved, so when the first house was finished, he could move on to the second house. I think that's almost,
I asked for this the day I turned in my application for development order for the first house.
for the first house.
The first house is complete now.
Okay,
All I need is, I'm not about to start a house on a property that's got an easement on it.
right,
I need this before I get my permit.
okay,
So you've got a month. As soon as I get my permit, then I wanna start it.
yeah.
So you got a month to do
Well, I
what.
didn't even know that you had a development order application pending, so.
Right, I got he
that's
gave
a
me that
different
yesterday, I'm
animal.
almost
I
sure.
don't see
I
those.
understand. So,
It's been a while, cause I remember asking you about what kind of drainage or a swale
you
you
asked
had
me
or-
that. You
That's
told
right,
me-
it was something to do with the way the water flowed that was a problem.
Correct.
Well, there was,
There was no problem. He
Yeah.
explained to me that everything was,
Yeah, it was-
Right.
hunky-dory and,
yeah, you were talking to me about glad I was building a house instead of apartments.
yes, indeed, yes, sir.
But that's the, like I say, you've got a month. If I get my DO tomorrow, then I'll have my permit applied for, and it'll take a month to get it. Okay?
All right, thanks, sir. Okay, the approval of the minutes. I'm sorry, go ahead, ma'am, come up to the podium if you would.
It's Diane Coates, 1521 Dover Road. I think it's a good time to start our task list so we don't forget things like this again,
Thank you, ma'am.
right? Can we start a task list?
No, ma'am, thank you for your comments.
Why can't we start the task list? We used to have it for years.
Not for years, ma'am,
Don't
But-
recall.
no.
You don't recall, well, you're new.
Oh, I've served 8 years before this.
I know, but we had a task list.
Do you have anything you're asking the council, ma'am, or you just a suggestion on the task list?
Just suggesting, and then
Okay.
you won't have a problem like Mr. Lumley anymore. He turned all this in, it was on there, and I do know that task list, yes. Mark Riga had a good thing to say all the time, let's put it on the back burner.
Okay, what do you, ma'am, I'm not sure. Are
I
you
don't
asking
have
me a question,
anything.
or are you making a statement? What are you telling me?
I just wanna have a task list, and you say
Okay,
no.
no, we're not having one. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else have anything for the council? All right. So we got approval of the minutes. That's in your folder, item 1.
I make a motion, we approve them as presented.
Okay, got a first and a second. You call a roll, please?
Ms. Barrow?
Yes.
Ms. Boderford? Mr. Chapel?
Yes,
Mr. Haney?
Yes.
Mayor Kelly?
Yes, thank you very much. Obviously, item 2 is going to be rescheduled at a later time, and before we have that meeting, we're gonna have some public workshops in the next month. Probably week apart between the council meetings probably, but we haven't had a chance to schedule dates. Let's see. Planning board recommendations, that's you, Mr. Sloan?
No, sir, the chair of the planning commission is here.
Okay. Do you have anything for the council, Mr. Rega? Approval, you have, about the lot split? Is the lot split person here? Hey, how you doing, sir?
I don't see, that wasn't on our last meeting, no. So we're talking about, Mr. McConnell, is that right, Nicole Drive? That's correct. Okay. Would you give us sort of a summary of what that was about, Mr.
Yeah, come to the podium so we can record it. Are you the guy that's got 4 lots and you want to take one of them and split it to a?
Well, no, so I'll tell you, give you a little background. So this is my third, well, I've been to 3 planning meetings. This is my first council meeting.
Okay.
Now, the only reason I'd been to 3 was my own fault, nobody else but me. So, the last planning meeting that I attended, those guys came up with what I thought was a great idea, and that no real estate agent had ever told me before or anything. But bottom line is I've got one, I think it's close to an acre parcel, and I want to split it into 4 lots is what I wanted to do originally. And then I found out that
You can only split it one time.
right, without going through the
Correct.
civil engineering process.
Yes.
Correct. And making a development and
Yes.
subdivision and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So then I had decided to just split it in half and just build 2 houses. And
You
don't
can
worry
still,
about it.
that's the end of your split, right? You know that.
Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah. So that's what I came to the last planning meeting and said, hey, this is what I want to do. And I guess they had time to think about it from the planning meeting we had before, and the fellow that's sitting right there where you're sitting, he came up with an idea. He said, why don't you do this? He said, why don't you just split 1 lot, small one, as if you were splitting it into 4s, okay, one time, and then that way you'll have the other lots, the other lot would be the size of 3 lots, okay? So we're splitting it into 1/4, and then you got 3/4. He said that way, if you do that now, you can go ahead and build this house here, and then you can get the civil engineering done for the development of
For
the
the
subdivision
remainder.
for the remainder. And no one had ever said that before. I thought it was a great idea, so I was like, okay.
Okay.
So they asked me to turn in a updated survey that showed what I was wanting to do, and that's what I did. So here we are.
Okay, very good. Mr. Rega,
Yes,
anything for the council?
yes, please. So, Mr. McConnell.
Oh, there he is. That's the guy.
Thank you for the summary.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Did I say everything right?
You did it exactly right.
Oh, great.
So Mr. McConnell has a couple of different options here. First of all, there's nothing within our rules or the state rules that would preclude him from doing exactly what he wants to do. We have rules within the land development rules which identify that he has to convert this into a subdivision application if he splits 3 or more. He's gonna build 1 home at a time. So he's not gonna build all 4 of them, and the state of Florida has what they call a short plat that he has an option. We gave you, remember that option?
Yeah.
He would not necessarily have to go with a full, long plat. He could go with a short plat because there's no roads, no naming of the roads, there's nothing else that he has to do. It's not like a traditional subdivision where he's creating the roads, creating, names for the roads, and then making sure that he's got outlets to other roadways so that those people have access. So he had the option to do a short plat as well. Short of that, because of how he was planning on building his homes, he has the option to split it 1 time, 1/4 acre, leave the 3 acres, build that home. When he's done building it and selling it,
Sell it,
then he can split it again. There's nothing in the state that says that he doesn't get more than 1 split. And it's not a workaround, it's not us gaming the system, it was us attempting to help this gentleman so that it met his individual needs.
Okay.
So, short of a short plat, then he could do an individual split at this time and then move to the next split.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Rega. Thank you, sir.
Make a motion to approve his lot split.
Yeah, any conversation from the council? We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Miss Barrow?
Yes.
Miss Botiford?
Yes.
Mr. Chapel?
Yes.
Mr. Haney?
Yes.
Mayor Kelly?
Yes. Thank you, sir. Build a pretty house. Yep.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, you're good
Now,
to
you
go.
gotta stay the whole time.
We have to stay. You gotta
You gotta
stay.
suffer, you gotta suffer too.
Is this for you, Mr. Sloan, item 4?
No, it's the chair again.
Is it the same guy, different
No,
different
that's
people?
Mr.
No, this one wants to combine 2 lots, Mayor.
Oh, we're going backwards now.
Yeah.
This is Mr.
Okay,
Forehand.
are you here?
Mr. Forehand.
Mr. Fohan, are you here? How you doing, sir? You come to the podium?
I likewise went to the planning, Jerry Forehand. I live at 1005 South Campbell Avenue.
Okay.
What I've got, when I talked with them, my square footage was right at, for building a house by combining the lots, it was at 7,800 square feet. So that was marginal. It was enough if the surrounding ones hadn't eaten, how do I say it? I was supposed to have 8,000 square feet. So the way it's platted out right now, the 2 pieces are from the adjoining lots. I still own one of them, 4932 on the road, and I sold the little stucco house next to it. So I've got.
This is this one's down here, right?
That's correct, right
Right.
there at the end of 22A. So what I've got copies of 2 plans. I thought if you saw it, it might make it'd at least make some sense to you. So this is,
I'm looking at it, I think.
you might be.
No,
Thanks,
that's
sir.
the last.
That's the last guy. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you, Chair.
Forehand, can I ask you, are you trying to combine this lot and this lot?
Correct.
It's a good thing you build houses, Jerry. And not draw pictures.
And there's the second.
Okay.
So are you combining lots to,
Yes.
to build
I own
one?
both of these.
To
Yeah, I
build
see
one
what
house, or
To
these-
build one house.
Okay, so this house and mobile home are going?
No, they're there. That's the east side of my property.
I'm trying to think where this is at.
It's on, right here on the corner.
Right here on the corner,
it's that.
John, across from the old R&D Electric.
Yes.
Oh, it's straight across from Bonnie's old place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the first one I hand you was straight lines, and that's the 7,800 square feet. Because of, the square footage of all that spot right there, including the house, the
Yeah.
trailer, and my 2 houses, I'm supposed to have 8,000 square feet.
And how much
So-
do you end up with?
And I got 7,800 with my lines being straight.
Okay.
Now, the second one shows at the very bottom a 10 by 20 cutout on the house that I own, 4932, which is the smaller section of the property. I can go to the very rear of it, move over 10 feet and go to Tony's line in essence on his place. And that gives me the extra 200 square feet. If I have to abide by the 8,000 versus straight line 7,800,
7,500.
And you're only required, if that's low density residential, it's only
Yeah.
required to be 7,500.
Okay.
Right. You're already over the amount you need.
well, I was told it was more than that. I was
Well.
told it was
Gonna be a long skinny house.
That'd be an awful skinny house.
that. Well,
A shotgun house.
the lot itself is gonna be 52 feet wide when you combine.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I think you. Okay.
Mayor, can I?
Sure.
Yeah, by all means.
So, there are 2 rules that people in low-density residential areas have to abide by. One is a density rule, and the second one is minimum lot size.
Right.
So you remember the density rule for low-density residential is 5 residences
Per acre, yeah.
So if you take 43,560 square feet, which is the square footage in an acre,
Yeah.
break that down, it works out to about 8,700 square feet.
Right.
So you may ask, why is it that we have the dual rule? Can I put that in your paperwork? So you may ask, why do we have that dual rule? The dual rule is, let's say that you've got, so if you've got 0.4 acres, you could split it and make 2 homes. If you got 0.6, you could split it and make 3 homes. If you've got that kind of a combination so that you don't increase the density of the area, that's where the density rule kicks in. And you remember, the rules within the LDRs and the comprehensive plan say that the more stringent of the rules always
Is what we go by,
apply.
is, yeah.
So so if you just do the math on it, if you've got 1 acre divided into 5 homes, each homes would be on 8,700 square feet of area.
Hold on a second. Ladies, you have anything you'd like to add to this conversation? This is really important. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
So the minimum lot size of 7,500 square feet is, let's say somebody starts with 0.4 acres, one of them could be 7,500 square feet, and then the other one would still be 9,800 square feet.
Yeah.
But you'd still not, you wouldn't bleed through the density ruling that we have. So if Mr. Forehand was so close, and he's looking at building a beautiful home on this property, we went ahead and suggested that he include that additional parcel of land to give him added space, as he sounds like you did, and that ultimately he would still be below the minimum 8,700, but it's close enough where we thought the council might give it some consideration.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll
Thank
do it
you.
either way.
So it
It's
needs a
just-
variance to get to the density?
If the, what was the total of the land when you added that
Well,
last segment?
it's now 53 by 150.
And if somebody could do-
52, I'm sorry.
and if somebody could do that math.
That's
he needed-
1,500 square feet. That's more than enough.
Yeah, so what he's doing is he's combining 2, he would still, in order to not violate the density rule, you'd need about that 8,700. So if it's close, that's why we suggested that you may wanna hear what he has to say.
Okay.
Okay?
Makes sense now.
Well, I don't see any problem with it. I think it looked nice there,
I think it would. I think anything would help.
Which one are we looking at?
whichever one he needs.
Across from Bonnie's.
No.
Do I have to get a variance if I just go straight line at 7,800?
I think you do. But I also think that you probably already have enough space to do it. And if not, it's awful darn close.
You mean without the additional
With the
10
addition.
by 20?
With the addition.
With the addition.
Yeah.
Would it say you needed 7,500? Is that
That's
what you
the
said?
minimum.
That's the minimum lot size, 7,500. But if he's got 80 something, doesn't he already have it?
7,800.
With the,
Yeah, I got 78 straight lines.
with the addition, he'll have the 8,000.
He'll have enough. He'll have enough. Yeah.
which
No,
is-
Mayor, you have to look at the overall acreage. So 1 acre, you have 5 houses. And if you.
Oh yeah, there's already
and
5
if-
houses on
If
there.
you look at the number of houses in that immediate area, you know, assuming they'd all be rebuilt where they are, would he have essentially 5 houses in 1 acre? That's
Right.
the question.
Well, there's actually only a house on each side and the mobile home. So there's only 3 residences right there. And that, the next thing is that little, used to be a little golf course, now it's a Korean store or,
Is that all? Any of that going? Is that any of that being bulldozed?
no. So I'm not talking about 5 houses per thing. I'm talking on 4932. I did on 4936, and there's the double wide trailer behind 4936. Those are the only 3, unless it's including Tony back there. Because the next thing over, there's not a house. That's that little business.
Why don't you just build your fence further back in the Tony's yard and just claim that? That'll take care of it.
I used to own it.
Mr. Sloan, where do we stand legally on this so that we can have some advice before we move forward?
Well, I think in an abundance of caution, you should go through the
The variance process,
because
yeah.
I'm not sure looking at his numbers, you have 53 by 133, it looks like, if I'm adding that up correctly. Is that front parcel where the house is fronting East Business 98, showing on the property appraiser's printout,
87.
it shows, no, I'm looking at the side. I'm
83.
trying to figure out how long his sides are.
Oh, well, they're
So what do you?
150 because the house is,
Is that 51?
Yeah, 150 deep. That's, yeah, 'cause you
51
got
and
91 feet and
82.
59 feet.
Or is that,
Yeah.
so it looks like 173 feet? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
On the side? Your-
150
your
feet.
oh, it's 150 feet
It's
too.
150 feet.
173 corner to corner times 53, that'd be 9,169, so he would meet that
Minimum requirement,
8,700
yeah,
requirement
without a variance.
without a variance.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And
Well,
that's what it
we had
appears.
talked about the fact that it's 150 deep, which is what it is.
I don't know that you need more than you've already gave.
Well, the property appraiser's map is showing that it's 173 feet, is what it looks like down the side. Are you telling me that maybe that's wrong?
No, he's not telling you that.
That's 91, that's not 51, that's 91 and 82, so it is
91 and
170.
82.
Is a mobile home 82 feet?
Yes.
That's 173, so
59
the
feet
side,
where the mobile home
I
is.
sure thought it was.
the side would be 173 times 53, that'd be 9,169, which exceeds the 8,700.
Amount you gotta, so you're right, everything's okay.
Well,
so-
he needs the council's approval to
Yeah,
combine the
yeah,
two lots.
yeah. But that's what you're wanting to do, right?
I want to combine those two lots.
You're sure?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll make a motion for this man to combine his two lots.
okay, without Tony's
To
property.
make a
second it.
long skinny house.
Yeah,
Well, it can be. I'm
Okay.
building houses right now in the city of Panama City that are
Right.
between.
thank
2
God.
to
Go build
25.
one of them over there. So we have a motion on the
I
floor,
second.
council.
Skinny
We have a second. Madam, will you please call a roll?
Absolutely. Ms. Barrow?
Yes.
Ms. Botiford?
Yes.
Mr. Chapel?
Yes.
Mr. Haney?
Yes.
Mayor Kelly?
Yes. Thank you, sir. Ron, do you have anything you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, Thursday night at the Parker Lodge, we're stuffing the paper bags for candy for the Easter egg hunt on Saturday. And that's at 4 o'clock. We're gonna be putting out the Easter eggs around 12 o'clock, 12:30. And if you wanna come out and help do those things, we appreciate it. The other thing is I need to ask the council if I can have a community yard sale on the 3rd of May at the pavilion. We've had a community yard sale before, but now we got a pavilion where people can get under cover in case it gets a little rainy or something like that, so, just need to ask the council if I can do that.
Council, anything with that? We wanna talk about that, or
I don't have a problem with it.
not a problem with it?
It'll be from 8 o'clock until people just decide.
We'll need a first and second.
I make a motion that we allow.
Got a motion that Mr. Chapel can be approved to have his yard sale. Do we have a second?
Second.
We got a first and a second. Can you call a roll, please?
Excellent. Ms. Barrow?
Yes.
Ms. Botiford?
Yes.
Mr. Chapel?
Yes.
Mr. Haney?
Yes, as long as I get 10%.
And Mayor Kelly?
10% goes back to the park.
Yes.
Yes.
Mayor Kelly?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Sounds good. Anything else, Ron?
No?
That's the only approval you're getting today.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Haney, you're up, sir.
Is it too late to put that on the,
It's too late to change it.
newsletter or water bill or anything? Or
Yeah.
it's too late, gotcha.
Yeah, it's too late now because it's already.
Yeah, the water bill's already out. Talked about these two,
Yep.
I have no.
Okay. Ms. Barrow?
Yes, I had a couple things. I would like to get an update on the hotel down there that I haven't heard anything on that. Does anybody, do we know what's going on with it? No, I'm talking about the, one behind the
Oh,
bonfire,
that one.
the big one.
Oh, good.
As the council directed, as a condition to the approval of the Marriott was the agreement with Callaway. And I prepared the agreement, I sent it to Callaway's attorney, and I have spoken with him probably 3 times, and as late as today, saying, why aren't we getting any feedback, why aren't we doing anything? My understanding, and Mayor, you want to elaborate, Mayor talked with your city manager.
Yesterday, I spoke with the city manager, Mr. Summerlin had come to me. Huh?
Eddie Cook.
Eddie Cook, yeah. Mr. Summerlin had come to me because the delay in the permitting process is the sewer discharge. And the reason for that is because the sewer won't stay in Parker. It has to cross 98 and be taken care of on the Callaway side. So they have a mutual aid agreement between both public works. Mr. Summerlin had reached out to the public works director. He said he couldn't approve it until it went through Mr. Cook. So I called Mr. Cook in my office while Mr. Summerlin was there, and he said he'd call me back, but I hadn't heard back from him yet. So I called Mr. Sloan to find out what the status was with Oberst, the attorney for Callaway, because anything of this caliber, you wouldn't necessarily handle it ourselves. It would go through the attorneys for proper legal documentation. So this is where we're at. Mr. Sloan has spoke to Oberst. He has spoke to the attorney for Marriott, and as of that I'm aware of, as of today, they have not responded back to us. And this has been going on for
And I explained to
4
Mr.
months.
Obos that it was critical that we get some resolution on this interlocal agreement, and that from Parker's standpoint, you know, it was not that they were coming to ask us if they could hook up something. It's that our public works folks had to find out that, unbeknownst to Parker, that they had hooked up some 150 properties to Callaway Sewer that were in Parker. And so,
in other words, they had attached to our sewer line their businesses, their buildings. And Mr. Cook did tell me that they were going to go back through the record and find out how much they had collected in water and sewer for those properties, and write a check to the city of Parker. And I'm confident that they will, because they just did the same thing to Springfield. But as it stands right now, no one's responded back. And my fear is if we don't move a little more expeditiously, that the hotel might say we don't want to build here. And that's my fear.
We need to do
So
whatever we gotta do
yeah.
to.
So he and I talked about potentially having a meeting with Mr. Cook, his public works guy, the mayor, and his public works guy to try to get a final resolution on this. I think, Mayor, if they do in fact go back and do the calculation, they're gonna owe Parker a whole lot of money.
Yes, and I want it. I want the money if it's there.
And when they settled with Springfield, my agreement is somewhat patterned after Springfield, but when they settled with Springfield, they just set a dollar limit of what they were paying Springfield. In the agreement that I had drafted, it does three things really. One, it quantifies who's connected to what, and specifies that there will be no further connections to Callaway Sewer from residents of Parker.
Right.
Without the permission of the city of Parker.
Absolutely.
The second, it then talks about impact fees from the Marriott and using those impact fees to quantify the amount that they would pay the city as to back charges, so to speak, making it somewhat more palatable to them as opposed to coming out of their general fund to pay a large amount of money. I would think that would be attractive to Callaway, but based on what the mayor's told me, I'm not sure they understand that. So anyhow, that's where it is. I can call Mr. Obos again tomorrow and try to set up a meeting with him, if that's what you'd like, Mayor.
I think that would be the best thing at this point, because you've talked to him and I've talked to him and Mr. Summerlin's talked to him. And Mr. Summerlin tells me, and I believe exactly what he said, that he reached out to his counterpart in the city of Callaway, and the counterpart there said there was nothing he could do till the city manager agreed to it, or that's what I think happened.
Well, maybe, y'all should get together, all of y'all, and go have a meeting and tell them you need to do it at ASAP.
Right,
Yeah.
which I've already said to him a couple of times.
In a letter.
But telling the attorney that, and the city manager may not be in the same boat.
Well, maybe you need to call the mayor. I know he's the city manager, but still.
Well, I have to go through the attorney.
Mhm.
Now, the mayor may be
The
able to
mayor
do
can
that,
call the mayor.
but I can't. I have to go through the attorney. But I'll try to set up a meeting, Mayor.
Okay, fair enough.
And the other thing I have is, I'm addressing the council on this again. I brought this up quite a while back about that camera up there. I'm gonna tell you that I've had too many people that want to come in here and bring things to the council, and they won't come because they don't wanna be, their name splattered all over wherever it all goes, to everybody, and beyond, people can look at it from years to come. I don't like having to come and ask questions and get back with them because they don't wanna come in here. And I've asked this council before about doing something about that. Mr. Sloan, there's no law that says we have to have that camera.
Not to my knowledge, ma'am.
So, you know, if people want to know what's going on, they can come down. We have people that come every time, every meeting, they're here. They wanna know what's going on, they wanna participate, and people can't participate because they don't wanna be here talked about and get on social media that they're, the way that things are been going on for quite a while now. And, you know, I don't know how y'all feel about it now. Y'all wouldn't go along with it before, but I'm asking you, I'm telling you, I've got more people that want that out of here than people that want, I don't even know anybody I've talked to that wants it in here. So I'd like to know how the council feels about it.
Do we have a public comment on that?
Go ahead, yes, ma'am.
Pat Fosick, 1344 Stratford. I know exactly what Tanya's saying because it happens. However, this is a public meeting, so Mr. Sloan, if I'm not mistaken, there would be nothing to prevent somebody in the audience from recording it on an iPad.
Happens all the time.
And then putting it out there on social media.
That's correct.
So I think it's a disservice to the community. I know a lot of people don't like to stand up here and speak. It doesn't bother me. You guys know that. It doesn't bother me to stand up here and say my 2 cents. But then they have the confidence in you to speak to you and tell you what their problem is. And it is unfortunate that you have to bring it here, but isn't that your duty as a councilman?
It's not my duty to have to come in here because a person, a citizen of this city can't come in here and stand up there and feel comfortable talking to everybody. It shouldn't have to come to me on certain things that they needed to be talking to the council.
Well, I've stood up here and I've had Sergeant at Arms called on me before.
Well,
So has,
you've been rude many times.
I'm outspoken. I don't think I've ever been
Well,
rude.
I call it rude.
Okay, well, we have a differing opinion, but if I
Yeah,
wanted
we
to
do.
call Mr. Haney and say, Mr. Haney, I've got a question about this, you know, you brought up a comment at a recent meeting, and you were talking about this, and you had a differing opinion, and you were squashed, you were, you know, put down, oh no, we don't wanna hear that, we don't wanna talk about it. So, you know, is there a law? I don't know, but I think people they have a right to be transparent. This city is so untransparent when it comes to
Yeah, and I'm tired of hearing you
documentation.
say that. That's all you put on social media about it being transparent, and you accuse you and other people accuse all of us of hiding things, not telling you anything, and you put it out there to people that don't even live in Parker, comment on it when they don't even know nothing about it. So, I was talking to the council about this. They're the judge
That's
and
my
the
2
jury here.
cents.
So that.
Many of the things that, I don't do social media or even read it, but there are many people that do put things on there. Not only are they inaccurate, they're slanderous.
Mhm.
And I am of the opinion that we have reached the point now, after probably 1,000 FOIA requests, that we hire an attorney that can push back a little bit. Because I'm for being transparent, but I'm not for being slandered. And I understand what Ms. Barrow's saying. I don't care if the camera's there or not, but the people sit in this audience all the time and videotape us and then run home like a little rat and put it on social media and pretend like there's some kind of untoward activity occurring at the Parker City Council. And there is not. That is absolutely never happens. And so I see what she's saying. People say stuff to me all the time, and I just have to assure them that camera is just, it could be a good thing too sometimes. It could be a good thing, but not always. And there are people in this room right now who have put things on social media that are slanderous. Absolutely lawsuit slanderous. So
Then I would suggest the city pursue action.
absolutely we're going to. Thank you. Council, would you support me taking some kind of legal action against people that put inaccuracies on social media and taking some kind of legal action against them? Because otherwise, what's the point of sitting here and being abused by these individuals that give inaccurate information to other folks? And I'll tell you, it just amazes me that we've had to tolerate this for so long. How do you feel about that? Any conversation on it?
I think you need to do whatever you gotta do.
I think social media is just a joke anyway. I mean, you're gonna get people that wanna hide behind a keyboard and say whatever they wanna say.
That's
no
true,
matter what
John.
you
They do. They sit there and
But
they sit there in their living room.
But as far as the camera goes, I wish they moved to this side so they get my pretty side instead.
Yeah, done. I will have that. I mean, Mr.
That was
Chappell,
a
how
joke,
do you
huh?
feel about taking some kind of action back for these people that, I mean, you get beaten up on there all the time. People
Yeah.
are putting on there that you took the money, that we took the money from the Easter eggs and down to the damn Masonic Lodge and hit it all up. I mean, it never happened.
No.
It never happened.
The only reason I use the Masonic Lodge to do things is it's a big deal. And a lot of things that we do are after hours from the city. So it's a convenient place to meet and do things.
Everybody on this council wants to do good for the city of Parker. Everybody on this council. I'm here every single day, and I see all these people do great things all the time for free. They're not getting compensated. They don't want to be compensated. Kate, what do you think about this?
I mean, whatever you want to do, Mayor. I mean, I get slandered and defamed on a daily basis because of my job. But you know, if that's how people want to get their giggle in life, then I mean, so be it.
Yeah, I understand that.
I get my giggle in life every day doing the job that I do, but that's just my
Yeah.
job.
Okay,
I mean, you do what you feel needs to be done.
all right. Brings me to you. Do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
I mean, sorry.
Ms. Barry, you still have the floor. Anything else?
Well, I just was asking council what they wanna do about it.
I mean, me personally, I could care less for the camera. I think if it's not a law that we're required to have it, it can go in the garbage for all I care. I mean, people are gonna twist your words around regardless. no matter
I
if
must
it's on
agree,
camera or
Kate.
not.
I mean, that is, I mean,
In the job profession I'm in on a daily, people would twist your words around
Yeah.
so fast and so quick, regardless if it's on video. Your words don't mean anything because somebody's going to change it a different way and turn people against you. So irregardless, whether it's on camera or not, what we say really doesn't matter because somebody's going to change it anyways.
Well, it's on audio every
Exactly,
meeting
it's
anyway,
audio.
so it's.
and that's not even
If
required.
I have to wear a body cam or a body microphone,
No, it's
so we can make sure
uh,
it's clear.
the
that's
law
fine.
says the clerk has the authority to record it the way she hears it. That's what the law says.
Well, that's what she gets paid to do, so I
Yeah.
think that's
That's
good
why we
enough.
don't need a list or a ledger or the
And my
lady.
question is when you bring up the list situation, is there people who feel like our city clerk's not doing a good job?
Exactly, because I could tell you
'Cause I
beyond
think
it,
she's doing a
she does a
fantastic
fantastic job. She does.
So I mean, is this really about stabbing people, or I mean,
I'm with you.
Cause now all of a sudden, now it seems like people are stabbing the city clerk, apparently
Right.
her job's not good enough. So I mean,
Well, they've done that all along.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter who we pick, apparently they're
Well,
not good enough.
we're not changing clerks, so I don't care what
Absolutely
happens.
not.
So,
So no, I don't care for the camera. It can go.
okay.
Well,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tonight, and I appreciate you coming. Appreciate everybody being here. Mr. Sloan, I did want to tell you.